Fanatic, Ice Noah, Spellslinger, Frostbolt, Inquisitor, or FinsB for short. A detailed explanation, leveling trees, and gear breakdown in POB notes section. Like and subscribe. Hi, hello and welcome everyone. It's time for a day 2 recap, and well, I'm glad to say that the build is not bricked, which I was having thoughts of, but basically the problem was that I was using Shield Charge and Frostblink for my movement skill, right? And it's amazing because it's instant and it's really good. It's really good. I really liked it. It felt really good. But apparently, for some reason, when I'm using Frostblink, there are instances of me unable to attack, cast, do anything, like cast any skills, right? So we thought it was lag, internet, thought that it may be some new monster modifiers that are interfering with, you know, skill casting, or not having freeze immunity or stun immunity. Like, we thought of a lot of things and tested a lot of things, but nothing worked. And then I took out Frostblink. Thank you, Najazu, by the way, for suggesting it. I refused to believe that it could be Frostblink because it was an essential, feels good for movement kind of thing. So I really didn't want it to be the problem, but it is the problem. I'm using Flame Dash now, and since I started using Flame Dash, I didn't have the problem ever since. So, well, rip Frostblink, at least for now, while it's bugged or whatever the hell's going on there. Anyway, so the build is again enjoyable, very much so. Blasting, just, yeah, it's great. Rare monsters are a bit spooky in yellows, reds already, right? I'm in tier 14 now even, and it's fine until you have, well, I'm farming essences right now, right? So until I get a wall of essences and then I empower it as well, and like it can get pretty crazy, but other than that, it's pretty good. Let's look at the gear, shall we? So let's start with gloves. I got the implicits, I got lucky. I used one Eldritch Ichor and one Eldritch Ember. I got Freeze Spread and Cold Leech. That's amazing, that's usable, that's actually really great. So I kept that, and since I got these implicits, I didn't really get any new gloves. I just crafted on this one, it's level 68. And all of my crafting, all of my gear is pretty much self-crafted, and I'm just using essences for all of my items. So, yep. Got some resist, life, regen, life. The belt as well. Life, resist, regen, strength for more life. Well, that was a happy accident, I guess. Then we have life, movement speed, life, regen, resist, you know, a reoccurring theme. I got this from the League mechanic, the regen. It's pretty good. So I actually don't think I need this anymore. But no, I do. Anyway, okay. So the amulet, I also got it from the League mechanic. It's pretty good. A lot of life, cast speed. This build likes cast speed. Then I'm using a 6-link finally. I saved up 45 chaos to buy a 6-link. It's also low level, it's 56, but whatever. It's fine. I'll get better later. A very basic ring is just giving me chaos resistance, quite a bit of it, so decided to keep it. -2 right now. It's better than -50. So yeah, feels good. And then this helmet, it's pretty good. Quite a bit of life, quite a bit of regen, a bit of resistances. Yep, and then the shield. Okay, so the shield is a bit of a lucky beginning. I identified this shield, okay? It dropped on the ground. I'm picking up all pure energy shields. Well, okay, not all of them, but decent bases. And this was one of them. And I identified it, and I got everything that I wanted, pretty much. Except for regen, I guess. I didn't get regen. Instead of cold res, if I would have gotten regen, or instead of faster energy shield recharge, if I could have gotten an open suffix or something, like, oh, it could be really, like, a lot much better. But this is really good, +1 max fire res. It will help with Righteous Fire Sustain, which I'm still not using, but day 3 is going to be the day that I'm starting to use Righteous Fire, I'm pretty sure. I'm also still not using Hatred with Divine Blessing and Life Tap because I decided to go for more defense-oriented setup right now. I'm using Molten Shell and Flame Dash, right? So these two, and then I'm using Hatred, just leveling it up. So this should be Hatred, Life Tap, Divine Blessing, but well, because I want the Flame Dash, it makes maneuverability better, so I want to keep it. And then Molten Shell, you know, defense, it's good, especially against these new rare modifiers. And yeah, and then the weapon. Okay, the weapon. So you probably saw the clip. Yeah, it's not hard to make. Fairly simple. Involves a little bit of RNG, but if you can get those simple RNG, you know, bits and pieces, you can get a pretty good weapon pretty easy. So this weapon cost me, with the Exile Slam, right, the Onslaught on Kill, which is a bit unfortunate. It could have been better, but this saves me a flask slot, which is okay, but not ideal, right? But yeah, so without that, it cost me 40 chaos to craft this weapon. With this, it's like 110, right? So like 1x, a bit above 1x at current prices, and it's gonna carry me until like very late game. This weapon is gonna, yeah, stay until I start to do some crazy crafting. Although I think it's worth mentioning that this is not the best prefix combination. +1 spell, +1 cold is not the best prefix combination. The best prefix combination for this build, because we're using Battle Mage, right? And gain added spell damage equal to damage of your main hand weapon, we are able to utilize the added cold flat damage to attacks on this weapon. And if you can get tier 1, it's like 8% more in the end game setup, right? It's 8% more damage than +1. So that's a lot of more damage, okay? Like that's multiple millions more of damage. So there's that. There you go. Okay, deal with that information whatever you will. Yep. So the gear is straightforward. Gems, yep. I mean, PUB down in the description if you're still unsure of what to do with gems. So the Atlas tree, I have 70 out of 115. This time you can see it, very good. Still don't have all of the low tier maps unlocked, but working on it. Got to tier 14, right? Tier 11s, it's fine. Like it's fine. Like I'm not dying more. Not well. Okay, I am dying more in reds than in yellows or in whites, but it's not a big issue. Like it's not a big issue. Not a big issue. Honestly, I was dying more because of that issue with Frostblink, and I only played a few hours with Flame Dash. So yeah, a lot of my deaths. Speaking of deaths, 111 times. Okay. Not too shabby, I guess. I think there are people with more deaths than me, but this is nothing to brag about either. Anyway, also I could probably show you this setup that I'm using. So I went for essences, I went for blocking all the league mechanics that I don't want to run, even if it's good, I just don't care. Like Expedition, for example, right? It's really good, but I don't, no. So it's gone, right? I have Deli Mirrors, I have Harvest, and I have Blueprints left. I think this is fine. Like this is a lot of money with pretty much just you pick up an item from time to time. So this is not, yeah, this is pretty good, so yeah, I go for map sustain, right? We want to take all the additional chance to drop maps 1 tier higher, and this guarantees 1 tier higher, which means I always drop at least 1 tier higher maps than everyone else that are not taking these nodes, right? Then I went for all of the essence nodes, rushed for the +1 tier on the essences, then picked up all the remaining essence juice, and it's pretty nice. I'm getting a lot of essences now. I also started adding essence on the map device, right, for 3 chaos each, and it's so good. It's so worth it. Like you could compare it. Well, I'm trying to do a little bit of an SSF kind of, you know, simulation. I'm not buying gear. This weapon was the only exception because, well, I crafted it myself, right? I still crafted it myself. It's just that I got a few components I abused trait systems, okay, to make it faster, and that's it. That's it. You can get it just rolling alts and stuff. It's just a few hundred alts. It just takes a long time, and you can get it for cheaper, whatever. Anyway, I digress. So it's pretty good. Essence are pretty good. Map sustain is pretty good. Although I am a little bit struggling already, but Kirak is hooking me up pretty well. Buying all of the maps before running his missions. Well, not all of his maps, but like all maps that I haven't unlocked yet. And then, you know, going for missions here. Let's look a little bit at my passive tree. So I traveled here to Hearty to get the life regen. This is a big life regen upgrade. Now I'm traveling here to get the life gain on kill. It's gonna be also more life and some damage. Yep, it's pretty much the same thing as before. Didn't change anything really. So I'm getting enough regen now. It's 1,400 regen. It's pretty good. My spell suppression is low. I only have one item with spell suppression, so 18% chance. It's not great. I have a flask, quartz flask, right? That brings me to 28. Whatever. It helps a little bit, but it lasts for so short, so that whatever. Right, so I will be dropping this flask because I have onslaught on kill here, which means that I will probably go for a jade flask to get some evasion. Right, we are scaling a little bit of evasion. I'm at 15% chance to evade attacks, so I can get like double that, at least 30% chance to evade attacks. That's pretty good, right? So that's about it. It's day 3 now, and it's time to go grind, get some stuff done, get some upgrades done, and I will see you tomorrow in the update.
Come over. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Bye.